Hello, it's me, Kit, back again with another opportunity to fill those days of isolation. These are some craft ideas with a chance to do with things you already have at home. So, from Palm Coast, Parks and Recreation, here's a chance to make a paper butterfly. And to get you started, all you need is a magazine that has some colorful pictures in it, which all magazines seem to. So you're going to cut out a square. Depending on how large you want your butterfly, I made sure I found a page that just didn't have, had quite a bit of color, but didn't have a lot of writing. So there's two different butterfly pages I could do. The other things that you are going to need are a ruler, a pair of scissors, a pen would come in handy. Doesn't have to be Palm Coast, but of course that's nice. And of course your favorite, Elmer's glue. Once you have these, you're all set. I also found a page in the magazine that had like a strip that was a solid color that I liked. That's going to be the center of my butterfly and his antenna. So that's what's going to tie him all together. I just use a little strip of the regular paper. So that's all you need to get started. So if you want to gather those things together, I will show you how to make yourself a butterfly. Okay, so once you've gotten your paper and you have found one that's a good design, it's really a good idea if you don't have any writing on either side. You can do one with writing on the side, on one side, but then that would be the back to your butterfly, because a little bit of that printing will show when I fold it. So if you can do one without any writing, that's the best. I have found my strip of paper, which was just part of an advertisement. I like to cut my strips and my antenna, my strip for wrapping and my antenna first. That way it's ready to go. So we will cut a little narrow strip here. I'm going to make it pretty long, and that way I can throw away what I don't need, but I'll make sure that I have enough. No particular width is important. It'll depend on how big your butterfly is and how big a little butterfly body you want. So here's my strip that I'm going to work with. I'm going to make both my antenna and my wrap out of this strip. So I'm going to fold it in half right now. So I have two different things to use. And then I will cut that. Put one aside. That'll be my wrap. Now, for my antennas, I want the curly part to go outward rather than in. So I want my antenna to be like this, and the curly part, like this, and the curly part to go outward this way. It's hard to look at the camera and what I'm doing at the same time. So that will curl outward. To do that, I'm going to take this, use my little scissors edge like we used to do with curling ribbon, and I'm going to curl this outward. Just gently pulling. I might do two at the most, and there we go. It has curled. Do the same thing with the other end. I'm going to do it towards the red side because that's what I want to show. You could have chosen blue if that you preferred. And there we have my curls. So I want the curls to go outward. So I'm going to do it like this. So once you see, you fold it so that they go out. So I just pinch them in the middle. And I have a little V, and there's my antenna. So I'm just going to have those ready to go, along with the other strip that I created, so that when I get my butterfly built, they're ready to put on. So here's the folding. So you have your square of paper. You are going to now fold this in half. So I'm going to fold it up towards the middle. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to fold this part up towards the middle. So now I have, if I folded it up, I folded my paper all together. So both sides, I did it in half, so I would have a division, folded both sides into that half. Now, turning it this way, so you have the opening lengthwise to you, you're going to go down about a third of the way and just gently fold this piece back to the corner. Doesn't have to be exact. Be gentle so you don't rip it. Magazine is not real strong. Do the same thing on this side. just kind of roll it back to that corner right there and create your 2 angles. So you've created 2 triangles. Turn it around, and from the same point, you're going to do that again, and these triangles will be bigger than the originals. So once again, I'm kind of going to go to that corner, gently roll it out, and then crease it out. Again, does not have to be anything exactly measured. Okay, once more, I'm going to do this side, very gently roll it out so that that corner is going to lay flat, and crease it out. So now I have a funny design that looks like this. So I have 2 triangles here, 2 triangles here. I'm going to take the smaller triangles, you notice these are longer, the shorter or smaller triangles, I'm just going to fold the whole thing in half. Doesn't matter that I'm creasing over the larger triangles, but fold our entire paper in half. Take your time so you can keep the folds of the triangles where they belong. Trying to go up, match my centers. So I should be right there at the end, and now I'm just going to crease that down. So hopefully I haven't disturbed my triangles. Going to open it back up. They look good. If they weren't, fix them, please. So now you have a centerpiece again. Starting with the small end, or it doesn't matter, but I'm going to start with the small end. You're going to fold it in half up to that center again. So fold that right up. Again, be patient. Roll it in if you need to. Paper's kind of pliable. All right, I've got it where I want it. I'm going to crease that. I'm going to fold this up another time in half to that center. And again, try to line it up pretty straight. And again, crease it. I can do it one more time. Depending on what size butterfly you make, you might not be able to do this last one. Do it till you cannot fold it again. So there we go. That is folded. This is called fan folding, like you did when you were a kid. It's got a fancy name. I think it's called Cortina for this, but whatever, or concertina. It's concertina folding. How's that? Anyway, so again, I'm going to go up to that center spot. See where my first crease is? I'm going to fold half up to that. I just kind of unfurled this first one just to get it out of my way. Going right up to that first fold right there. Okay, I lined it up. Going to crease it. Fold again to that same spot. Again, crease it. And one more time I'm going to manage. Again, crease it. Fold it and crease it. And there we are. So now I have sort of fan folded it, but now I really need to fan fold back and forth. So depending on which end is comfortable for you, I'm going to start at this long end. I'm going to fold that edge in, and then I've got to fold back. So now I'm kind of going across that crease that I just made, but I just want to make sure my triangles don't come undone. I like to keep it so that I can see this end so I don't start getting fatter or oblong. You know, one end is short and one end is long. So I keep flipping it so that I can see that my edges are lining up. So you're going to do this all the way until you've done all the way from one end to the other. You don't stop in the middle, you just keep going. So I'm going to keep doing this right till I get to the opposite end. I don't think you need to watch me do the whole thing, so I will give it a pause. Okay, so here I am back, and I have ended up folding it all. So I end up with a little design like this. So this is my butterfly. You can see I have shorter ends, and then I have longer ends. So remember, the longer ends you want to keep on the top. I'm going to try to find my center. There we go. And just give it a nice crease so I know the center of my butterfly. So once I've created that, now is my time to wrap. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue, and just a little, right in the center, just to start my paper holding on. So I can flatten it again and start my strip. I'm going to put my strip on here. Kind of hold it for a moment to get it to grab. And then I'll start wrapping it around very gently. Remember, it's just paper. So I'm just going to wrap around to create the center of my butterfly. I go quite a few times. You may stop when you feel like you have enough. I think that might do it for mine. I'm going to add another little dab of glue. Don't need much, just to make the paper hold. And I'll cut off the excess. So there my butterfly is being held together. I'm still not going to open him up because I want to put his antennae on first. So again, make sure you have your long ones at the top, not at the bottom, or your antennae will be upside down. Put your dab of glue in the center. Again, not much. And now you add your antennae. You've got your center point. Make sure your curly cues are curling out and down. Put it into the center. Give it a little squeeze. If you're patient, you should probably let it dry now. But obviously for this purpose, I'm not patient. Not that I'm patient anyway. So let's see what he looks like. So we turn him over. Hopefully he's not holding onto my green nails. Bring my antenna up a little bit. Here we go. Without pulling them off. And now you may spread his wings. Gently. Just work them out. And just flatten them a tiny bit. You don't want to get rid of all your fan folds. But if you flatten them a little bit, that will make his wings open. And there you have your butterfly. Hope you had fun. Hope you can make one of your own. Enjoy. Stay inside. Stay safe.